Okay, day 3. And let me show you what I've got going on now. I did go ahead and order harnesses for my wife's car, which I've also got to prep for the same track day and the same autocross. And I've ordered harnesses for this car. I ordered some super sticky tires, which I'm pretty excited about for the track day. So those will be here in maybe a week and a half, so plenty of time. Hopefully COVID doesn't screw me over there. But anyway, let me show you what I've got going on right now on the Volkswagen, because I'm about 2 to 3 major tubes away from having the front end somewhat buttoned up. I still have a few, tabs and things like that to mount, but yeah, let's get right to it. So here you go. So that side, you can kind of see there's a major support tube that runs from, ties right into the roll cage. So this is a kind of a V here, ties right into the roll cage, slides right down, connects with this junction here, which all of these things are coped in various different directions. Of course, there's a kind of a support and then a small piece, which the camber plates sit on top of that. This main tube down here, which will house the radiator, and probably the splitter, will all go like this. It should be strong enough. I might be able to put a jack point on one side, probably not in the middle, but on one side to jack the front up. Now over here, I ran out of welding wire, so please excuse my my zip ties right now. But long story short, this tube I've got installed, which it's pretty daggone close to that side over there. It really is. I've got the upper tube fabbed in. I think I've got to do a little bit of finessing with this to make sure it's kind of at all these obscure little angles to make sure it matches the other side. But you can kind of see I'm getting close. Pretty excited about that. So yeah, that's the progress I've made so far. So this side's cleaned up. And I think next what I'm going to do is, let's see, I've got fuel line to run like this. Do this. So I've got to make a little bracket over here. This runs right into the fuel rail like that. Obviously, this is all hard line, so this is like a stainless, nice stuff. Thank you, Justin. This is my oil pressure sensor for the gauge cluster. I need to take this and probably make a mount up here or something like that for that. I was looking a little bit more into what I want to do in this area. So because it's a road race car, I need to make sure cooling's good. One way to make sure cooling is good is you've got the pressure from the tires not forcing against the back of the radiator, right? So something I'm thinking about doing is finding some sort of material to basically cover this area here with, so that the front tires don't, add too much engine bay pressure, and then probably vent the hood in some strategic locations, which is going to kind of suck cutting into that, but I'm okay with it. I think it'll be for the better. And then radiator is going to sit pretty close with the fan, and then I want to make sure I have space for future endeavors with maybe an intercooler, because I've always wanted to supercharge one of these and put some proper slicks on the front, so that would be kind of cool. So yeah, other than that, like I said, I ordered tires, I ordered harnesses, so we're good there. Yeah. So hopefully tonight, let me show you this side. Hopefully tonight, though, I'll finish that other side and get this plate made for over there and get the suspension mocked up. But while it's still daylight, which is why I want to do this video now and not at the end. So you can see this is what's really poor about this particular K-swap, the way I did it. So where the engine sits, I had to move the engine forward more than probably in a Civic. And the main reason is there is down here, there's the steering rack right down there, and then the frame rails themselves pinched in too tight to fit the Trans Am motor, because it's just a bigger, the Honda system just happened to be bigger than the Volkswagen. So that left me with this location. In this build, I intended to move that point down there towards us, and that would straighten the suspension out, lengthen the wheelbase and everything else. The problem with that, the steering rack didn't move. And I thought that was going to be okay in the beginning. Then I started looking at the actual geometry and realized that I'm going to get a tremendous amount of Ackerman if I don't move the steering rack as well. Well, the hard part is to move the steering rack requires I've got to remake the subframe. So unless I really want to fix this whole thing right by removing the subframe and rebuilding that, which I just don't have time for, I've got to find a way just to make this work. So I know this geometry does work. This is the same geometry I had on the car before. So yeah, it's not going to be ideal, but you know what? It's going to be what I've got to work with today. I don't want to move. I don't want to create some very odd handling characteristics with too much Ackerman, which Ackerman would just mean that the inside wheel of the turn, so if you're taking a right-hand turn like this, that inside wheel would be pinched way over and the outside wheel would be fairly straight, and this would scrub, which probably would be great for autocross, but on the track it makes the car super squirrely, and I've already had to deal with that a little bit with this amount of Ackerman, and I don't really want to add to the effect. So yeah, there you go. So that's today's progress, and tonight I got to clean the shop up and get the E90 back in here because it's supposed to rain. So anyway, I really appreciate it. If you guys are following along, again, really appreciate the views, and if you have any other ideas or other things I can do to make this even better, please feel free to let me know. But other than that, this having fun. All right, guys, talk to you later.